Podcast, WATP.
Triumph, the insult comic dog. Robert Smigel was a recent guest on the Howard Stern Show. I think it was last week. And so what Howard does is he likes to read the emails that come in and the feedback about the week prior. And so he's talking about that.
Listeners loved hearing Triumph, the insult comedy dog, visit our office and roast my staff. So I was really excited because Triumph was so great when he was here. And then we put out the video. I saw it on our app and I saw it on YouTube where Triumph was running around roasting everyone.
Okay. And my buddy Jay, the white guy in the Isotopes, actually sent me this to say, hey, you should check out this video. And I thought it was cool. I didn't think Triumph was at his best. Triumph's good. I didn't think he was at his best. But I thought it was cool to see like behind the scenes of the Howard Stern Show. So you can see all the guys you hear about or hear on air.
I was following the scent of poorly wiped assholes, and this is where it led me. This is incredible. Everywhere you look, there's photos of Howard. Saddam Hussein had less photos of himself. Hey, I wonder if the staff is supposed to avoid direct eye contact with the photos of Howard, too. I love Gary Delabate, Howard and Beth's first rescue pet. So let's get intimate, Gary. You never talk about your childhood. Is that because you no longer speak to the man in the big yellow hat? Don't bare your teeth at me, Gary. Oh, sorry, that's just how you look. I read his wonderful bio, and so did two other people. A lot of facts about you I didn't know. You love your records, such as the one he has for most teeth in a single mouth. I'm standing outside the bullpen, where a dozen writers are hard at work coming up with different words for penis and vagina. It's a veritable who's who of who's going to be my Uber driver in 6 months. It looks like a kill shelter for fat white guys. I'm so proud of Jason Kaplan. You know, Jason used to be morbidly obese, but after years of hard work and dieting, he's now just ugly. Look at that smile. Give me that smile. It's great to see where the old Cleveland Indians mascot ended up. Chief Wahoo! No, he doesn't look like an Indian. Seriously, you look like someone had 5 seconds to quickly draw a Jew. They told me you have a wife and a small child, but now that I've met you, I realize that those are the same person. Look at how tough.
As Mehmet Walker, fan of WATP, I believe, so I'm told.
What was he working on there?
So I'm told to believe.
What was on his desk there? Was that like WavePad? What kind of, it was like GarageBand. What was that?
Oh, that was like Cool Edit Pro, actually.
Yeah, that is some
I
basic
used to use that a couple decades ago.
There's a lot of people in that office for that show.
I know, it's a lot. And then he goes and talks to Richard and Sale, which is cool, just to see like those guys.
Yeah, in their basements.
They sit across from each other. It's got to be a trip, I can only imagine. All right, so you get a sense of what this is that Howard's talking about.
Carl, this video, I follow a lot of Stern staff on Instagram, on Twitter. Well, not on Twitter, but on Instagram. This was in everybody's timeline. This was everybody's post. Was it like they were pumping out the Triumph clips? Like, finally, we have something that happened on the show that's something.
Yes, and this is something that wasn't on the show proper.
Yeah.
So a little behind the scenes thing. So Howard's all excited to check out. Like, people must be going nuts for this video.
And I go, you know what? That was so funny. I'm sure the audience loved it. And I went on our YouTube or something, and I go on
something,
and I said, I got to read I never read the comments about our show, but people had to love Triumph. So I go into the comments, and the first comment I read is, finally, something funny on the Howard Stern Show. And I went, and it really stuck with me. I was like, fuck this. I never read the comments for that reason. What do you mean, fine? You mean I haven't done anything funny? In that, I start arguing with the comment.
Fuck you!
All right, maybe I'm not funny, but I had to have done by accident something funny.
So Howard's reading the comments, which is not a smart move. And Zach, who actually wrote this into me, told me about this, found that comment as well. There it is. Finally, something funny on Stern has 239 likes on that comment. Okay, so bear that in mind as we find out how Howard decided to deal with this, trying to get some advice from another buddy of his who hosts the show.
So I was like all miffed about it. And then when I went to that wedding in Mexico, I saw Jimmy Kimmel, and I said, Jimmy, I tell him the story. I said, because he was telling me, oh, well, Triumph was so great. And I go, yeah. I said, I read the comments. The first comment is Howard finally did something funny. Jimmy goes, fuck you. You can delete those guys. I go, because the team here told me on social media, I would turn off all comments, right? But everyone said to me on social media, if you turn off all comments, people do not like it. They want to read the comments underneath. I go, but I don't want to read them. It doesn't make me happy to hear that I finally did something funny or finally something funny happened and it didn't even really involve me. I don't want to read that, and I don't want my fans reading that because maybe I'm duping some people into thinking I'm funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, that's very funny. I don't want this getting out that I've lost my fastball. I don't want everyone talking about that on the internet.
Yeah, don't go to Jimmy Kimmel about that. Mean Tweets was one of the best segments
That's
ever.
true. Yeah, good point.
These people who leave comments would never, ever believe for a second that the people they're commenting on are more obsessed with that comment than the commenter is about the show.
Yeah,
like
right.
that guy made what he thought was, and I'm sure is the nicest comment on that thread, one of the more popular ones, and moved on with his day. It's been a week, and Howard's having a summit with Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon and Conan O'Brien to discuss the next move for him to emotionally get over the impact of this tweet or this post. That is insanity.
And Hellraiser69, who left this comment that became a whole segment on the Stern Show, is here in our chat. That was a happy accident. He says, well done, Hellraiser69. Amazing. Good work.
Do you think that's the first feedback or constructive criticism Howard's received in a while?
Yes, I think he's surrounded by yes men. And the fact that he finally went, oh, let's see what the people are saying. Went, what the fuck?
Because we know all the comments used to be off, right? For all of his stuff, which is a sign of fear and weakness.
Correct.
When did that switch? Was it just with this clip? Or
no, it's been going on for a while. I think that Howard, they just don't tell Howard what's going on.
Right.
Or they might lie to him because I have a clip coming up that tells me that maybe the staff is sugarcoating and like, oh, yeah, everyone's saying it's great. Because he always goes to the emails, and Fred, I think, is the one who curates the emails. And it's amazing how every emailer...
You mispronounced rights.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Every emailer loves everything that they do. It's all just very positive talk on here. And listen, I don't do that. Listen to our voicemail segment coming up in a little bit.
Oh, boy.
The fact that Howard can't realize that that was a compliment and you should just take it for what it is and build off of it. It is a good thing. If they like that,
not a compliment.
do more of it.
It reminds me, I used to complain about this when people would comment on each individual episode of WATP in our subreddit. And I hate when people would be like, this was the funniest episode in a long time. I'm like, what the fuck you? Like it's a backhanded compliment when you say, like, oh, finally something funny on Stern.
But it's on them. It's for their taste.
Of course.
It really is.
All right, so what's the solution to this? Does Jimmy know what to do?
So I got good at myth. So Jimmy says to me, you could leave the comments on, but you can also delete the assholes. You can block them.
Oh, that's whole... You're now in business with them.
That's what I said to Jimmy. And Jimmy goes, it is no big deal. Everyone on the staff can do it. Delete the assholes. He says, even on his own media.
Really?
Jimmy sees a comment, he deletes it.
Nothing but pleasant statements about it.
Yes. Why am I the only tool out there? And I'm listening to people tell me, oh, you have to have the negative comments. Fuck you.
I don't know that Jimmy wants this getting out. Jimmy's going around deleting comments on social media that are unfavorable to him. I bet this was a private conversation.
How many comments does that leave? Sorry.
Yeah. And he's also talking about he's on a bigger show with a bigger audience and more engagement. Howard doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't realize what he sounds like. Howard, you used to be the comment.
Yes.
You used to be the negative comment on Hollywood. Now you're Hollywood, and you're silencing the negative comments.
He's for his freedom of speech.
It wasn't even that bad. So
No, it really was. I mean, he should have just accepted it. It was, I don't know if you caught when Triumph said Gary Delabate, Howard and Beth's first rescue pet.
Rescue, yeah.
It's funny. It's
good.
the first funny thing I've heard in there in a while.
Right.
You know, just give us more of that. I'm sorry you weren't involved, Howard. You heard the intro to what he said. He was like, as Triumph roasts our staff and something or something. It was such an AI script written intro. And then he took it from there and started riffing off of it. But this is really no different than what we just watched Jamie Kennedy do from his bunker below Las Vegas. You know, it's paranoid, delusional stuff. No matter how much money you have or how much success you have, some people, the second the comment turns to them, everything's different, and it's a whole other world.
Yeah, isn't it funny that Donkey Lips is handling this the best out of all of them so far?
It makes the most sense. It's like an apocalypse now, and people get killed, but it's the guy on acid. The fool, right? Who makes it through because he's just, wow. Donkey Lips is the wise man for all of us who's handling this better than all the people who have the success he would dream of.
And now that Howard's brought up that he read a comment, this opens up the floodgates, and Robin goes, I read comments too.
And you said something, and I laughed at it or agreed with it.
Yeah.
And the comment was Robin collecting her paycheck today.
Yeah. Like, I didn't say anything, but like, you fake laughed.
Right. I was just like,
So now it turns out Robin's getting butthurt by this shit as well, but she wasn't going to bring it up until Howard did. So now they're both talking about how they get easily offended by comments. Bad move to do on your show. I think more comments are going to come in now that there's a possibility they're going to get read by Howard or Robin. So Howard decides, new rule.
Now I'm pissed at the person who told me that we have to allow these comments. No, new rule. Instead of these guys who work for me busy with their own accounts, everyone go on there and delete any asshole
Clean
on there.
it up.
Here's what I want. I want North Korea level censorship on my comments. And when I say North Korea level, I'm talking about, you ever see anything other than praise for Kim Jong-un? No.
Okay. Sounds like a funny line. Problem is, he is being serious about this.
You know, in the old days, if you didn't like the show, you just didn't listen. Now people listen, but they could say, I suck. Fuck
they
you.
They have to
Fuck
chime
you.
in.
I am being serious. Who do I talk to around here to give everyone the ability? And don't give me any bullshit. Well, they might delete someone. I don't care. If there's any question, delete. I am funny.
So that's a message going out to everyone in the back office right there. We got to get on it. I mean, this reminds me of the Pelican brief where Howard came on the stage in front of his entire staff and said, start creating sock accounts and telling Brad Pitt that he should come on the Howard Stern show.
From F the FCC to North Korea's got the right idea.
Yes, I know. He really has gone a 180 in every aspect of his broadcasting.
The problem is all the things he said during the Pelican brief worked. He got Lady Gaga.
Yep. No, that's true.
Yeah.
What's the book? Getting things done. Getting things done. Like they got things done.
They got it. What he
Marcy
wanted.
Turk, knows what she's doing apparently.
And he got the re-up. It all happened.
Yeah.
It's really a sad state of affairs to think that he's I don't know how to say this right. Come back to me. Let me think about it for a second.
Give it some thought.
He stinks.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way of.
You don't have to always be eloquent, Adam Bush. Sometimes.
No, it's worth
We
it. We
love the people at the Howard Stern Show. I just want to point that out. I know a lot of people listen and they're great people. But you could tell this really bothered Howard. This one comment, it stuck with him big time.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. You know what? I'm going to go on there and read the positive comments about Triumph the Insult Dog. Finally, something funny on how. And what an insult. I had nothing to do with that.
He keeps repeating it over and over again. And you know he's neurotic. And so this is going on in his brain. And this is another example, evidence, therapy is not working for him. The fact that he's letting something like that bother him that much, you would think a therapist would be like, Howard, you've made $1 billion on the radio. You have 3 mansions, a beautiful wife, more cats you know what to do with. Who gives a shit that a guy said it's the funniest thing in a while? How could that possibly bother you in any way?
Hellraiser 69 has affected
Yeah, right.
you
Hellraiser 69 is
deeply.
ruining your week. What do you have to say for yourself, Hellraiser 69? Oy vey is right.
If someone wanted to make a viral moment, and it's impossible because he's built his life in a way that this is not an option. It'll never happen. But if someone could Stuttering John Howard Stern and just get him coming into somewhere and ask him one of those classic questions that he used to ask other people, and watch how he turns red and it gets full of rage and can't respond, and hopefully has one of those Jerry Seinfeld or Alec Baldwin moments where you just see, why was it okay for you to do this to people but not okay for people to do to you?
This is where he needs his dad's voice. Stop being stupid, you moron.
Yes.
Like he needs somebody yelling at him.
Howard, what'd you do with your sense of humor?
What sense of humor?
I mean, this is the stuff he criticizes in politicians, that they're busy worrying about image and these things and their own ego and not the quality of the work they're doing.
Well, fortunately, he's got a good friend in Jimmy Kimmel who's taught him the right way to deal with this.
I see these other people. I always go, how do they have such positive comments? Oh, the people on the show delete. That's what Jimmy gave me the secret. What's Fred doing all day that he can't delete some comments? Give him something to do.
I bet he really does feel that way too. It's just like, yeah, why isn't Fred over there helping me out? So I was going through the comments. Now, you saw the one that he's talking about, 239 likes. Typically, these are organized based on popularity. But all of the comments that I'm seeing on here now have fewer likes, are showing up higher, and are all positive about what a great video this was.
Well, you can change how they're sorted too on the top.
All right, let's see.
Top. Sort by. Yeah.
Sort by.
Oh, you got top comments.
Top comments.
No, you got top
That's how I always look at it. So it's kind of interesting. It seems like maybe something's gone into effect over there where they're already trying to clean this up.
Can you hit Control F and search for Hellraiser?
Oh, yeah, of course I can do that.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's still on here. Hell.
Oh,
yeah, there it is.
All
It's
right.
got 16 replies to it. Oh, it's way down the page, though. Holy shit. It's almost at the bottom. So I'll give it a like. Good stuff, Hellraiser. Yeah. Appreciate you. All right, so this is one more clip. And this is where I think the staff is trying to protect Howard and just give him the positive things that are happening.
In fact, comedian Bobby Moynihan commented on our Instagram post with an applause emoji. That's a high compliment. Saturday Night Live's Bobby Moynihan.
So Bobby Moynihan gave him a thumbs up or an applause emoji, and they're like, Howard, yeah, I know that Hellraiser guy's a jerk, but look at this on Instagram. Look at this. See? You could be in a good mood today, right? That's Bobby Moynihan.
That's a good thing, Howard.
Once again,
Bobby
some
Moynihan.
comedian just went like emoji. And now they're bringing it to the king, and like it's this big deal and it's getting all this attention. Howard, if you cared about your show just a little bit, as much as you care about what people have to say about it, you can't stop their feelings.
It's kind of it's kind of sad that he can only point out one comedian that's given a thumbs up on his video.
Yeah, no shit. Like I haven't seen Bobby Moynihan in anything in a while either, so I don't know what he's up to.
No, but every comedian would be following Howard Stern back in the day, at least. He was
course.
essential. He was. You wanted to get on Howard Stern. Now comedians don't even give a shit. They don't.
Just the fact that he's bringing up comments and stuff, he's asking for a world of hurt.
It shows you what his staff is going through, because anything that goes wrong is his staff's fault. Like Hellraiser 69 made a comment on a message board, and it's his staff's fault, and somebody's getting fired. Anything that gives him a feeling means the staff has got to be rearranged and they're fucking up. So yeah, they're protecting him, and they did a bad job of protecting him here. It's hard to believe, knowing what incredible taste Howard has and how many people he's discovered, that he would find this show funny. Like that he would genuinely be like, oh, knock at the door. Who's it gonna be?
Yeah, I know.
I just
another bad impression of someone. I love the fact that Fred Norris is going to be up Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. deleting comments for his Monday morning shift and just going, it's fucking Hellraiser.
He just finished writing Lady Gaga. He just finished asking her to get on the show. Now he's got to go create another account.
Who are these podcasts?